Look what just happened to one of the only people who witnessed the damning Clinton-Lynch Tarmac meeting. The Clintons have always been surrounded by corruption and death. The revelations surrounding the 2016 presidential election proved just that. Whether it was the email scandal, the Benghazi ordeal, or making flighty deals with the Iranians. However, the more time that passes, the scarier the outcomes become. Yet more mysterious deaths have arisen surrounding people close to the Clinton family. The first was the death of Dimitri Nunin, who was a pilot for the Justice Department. He served the department loyally for over 25 years and died on a flight in June of 2016. Specifically, he was the pilot for former Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Nunin had formally said the following about Lynch's criminal conversation with former President Bill Clinton on an airport tarmac in Arizona while her department was investigating Hillary Clinton. The three of them sat like old friends and discussed strategies and made treaties. Clinton's crimes were to be set aside until his wife finished 2 terms of working with Republicans to shore up the base and move away from these Trump-loving racists. His comments make it clear that Lynch and the former president were going to do. Lynch's dropping of the investigation would allow Clinton to win the presidency and Democrats to gain back the majority in the House of Representatives. They colluded together, no question about it, and in doing so they broke the law. Nunin's death meant there would be no eyewitnesses to provide testimony against them. Just this past month, a second person was murdered. His name was Klaus Eberwein, and he was a former government official from Haiti. Sadly, he was found dead in Miami, Florida, from a gunshot wound to the head. Eberwein was in the process of testifying against Clinton and her foundation, the Clinton Foundation, on charges of malpractice as well as corruption. Another death was that of Peter W. Smith, who was a former equity advisor and died in May of this past year. He was murdered approximately 10 days after he told mainstream news outlet, the Wall Street Journal, that he had attempted to get missing emails from Clinton's server. Despite reports, his death was caused by an apparent suicide. Smith was an operative and Republican donor who was stationed out of the North Shore in Chicago, Illinois. His so-called suicide note indicated he allegedly took his own life because of failing health at the old age of 81 years old and an expiring life insurance policy. Later, his dead body was found in a room of the Rochester Hotel. The Chicago Tribune reported the following concerning his death. A Republican donor, an operative from Chicago's North Shore, who said he had tried to obtain Hillary Clinton's missing emails from Russian hackers, killed himself in a Minnesota hotel room days after talking to the Wall Street Journal about his efforts. Public records show in mid-May in a room at the Rochester Hotel, used almost exclusively by Mayo Clinic patients and relatives, Peter W. Smith, 81, left a carefully prepared file of documents, including a statement police called a suicide note, in which he said he was in ill health and a life insurance policy was expiring. Days earlier, the financier from suburban Lake Forest gave an interview to the Journal about his quest, and it began publishing stories about his efforts in late June. The Journal also reported it had seen emails written by Smith showing his team considered retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, then a top advisor to Republican Donald Trump's campaign, an ally. Flynn briefly was President Trump's national security advisor and resigned after it was determined he had failed to disclose contacts with Russia. The Journal stories said that on Labor Day weekend last year, Smith assembled a team to acquire emails the team theorized might have been stolen from the private server Clinton had used while Secretary of State. Smith's focus was the more than 30,000 emails Clinton said she deleted because they related to personal matters. Yeah, right. A huge cache of other Clinton emails was made public. Smith told the Journal he believed the missing emails might have been obtained by Russian hackers. He also said he thought the correspondence related to Clinton official duties. He told the Journal he worked independently and was not part of the Trump campaign. He also told the Journal he and his team found 5 groups of hackers, 2 of them Russian groups that claimed to have Clinton's missing emails. Smith had a history of doing opposition research, the formal term for unflattering information that political operatives dig up about rival candidates. For years, former Democratic President Bill Clinton was Smith's target. The wealthy businessman had a hand in exposing the Troopergate allegations about Bill Clinton's sex life, and he discussed financing a probe of a 1969 trip Bill Clinton took while in college to the Soviet Union, according to Salon magazine. It is no coincidence that people connected to the Clintons are ending up dead. When you have something incriminating against them, somehow they make sure you disappear and all their problems go away. A monkey could see that this is common sense. They did not say lock her up for no reason. After all the crimes she has committed, it is shameful. She is trying to run a new political pack in an attempt to gain more momentum and notoriety after her loss, a 2016 loss. It is time for her to go for good. The American people have spoken, and they want her gone. Yeah, I mean, is this a coincidence? Is this a coincidence? What, are you kidding me? I mean, one after the other. Every time somebody's about to testify, they wind up being, they wind up having accidents or suicide claims. I mean, let's be honest. Even a monkey could see through this. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.